In the tense waters north of Somalia, a steel giant prepares for war. USS Harry S. Truman looms on the horizon, the tip of America's spear. Below decks, the mission is clear: a lattice of hardened caves in the coastal mountains, a sanctuary for high-value extremist targets. The weapon? The BLU-109 Bunker Buster, a 2,000-pound penetrator built to punch through reinforced rock before it detonates. Redshirt ordnance crews move with ritual precision, guiding bombs to waiting A-18 Super Hornets. Pins verified, fuses set, pylons locked tight. On the flight deck, every action is critical. The air is hot, loud, and disciplined. Launch the package. The command is given. Yellow shirts marshal the first jet to catapult 2. Control surfaces sweep. Flaps drop. The holdback bar bites. Steam hisses through the shuttle. Thumbs up from the shooter. Power to military thrust. The deck trembles. In a display of controlled violence, the aircraft is hurled from 0 to over 270 kilometers per hour in 2 seconds. Airborne, climbing, gear up, into the humid air. Then the next, and the next. A steel storm takes to the sky as bow and waist catapults alternate in a relentless rhythm. 12 fighters join, plugging into the lead's timing like clockwork, and push east in tactical spread. At 6,100 meters, they settle into cruise, their target, the Somali coast. Crossing the shoreline, the massive formation splinters into smaller, tactical elements. 2 ships and 4 ships, precise, deadly hunters working their own pieces of the puzzle. Why the Super Hornet for this mission? Stealth aircraft excel at slipping past radar, but today demands something different. Heavy payload and persistence, the ability to hit hard, then stick around and finish the job. The A-18 is a flying arsenal. It can lug nearly 8,050 kilograms of ordnance. JDAMs, standoff weapons, and multiple 900-kilogram bunker busters built around the BLU-109 penetrator. With conformal fuel, centerline tanks, and engines, it brings both muscle and stamina. Unrefueled, it carries a combat radius of roughly 832 kilometers, enough to reach the target from the carrier's safe waters, strike, and remain on station. If needed, tankers can extend that leash even farther. Its multi-mode radar and targeting pod track movers and mark aim points. Rugged landing gear and twin engines bring the reliability carrier aviators bet their lives on. Put simply, reach, payload, and time on target. The Super Hornet has all 3. The perfect surgical tool for a cave complex that must be cracked open and held at risk. The strike package eases down to 3,050 meters, like silent hawks circling their prey. Radios are calm, timings are tight. Suddenly, an unexpected development. Friendlies on the ground call in contact, 6 kilometers east of the primary target. Enemy vehicles are moving, racing for the safety of their main cavern. To preserve the main strike, this mobile threat must be cut off. Now, lead redirects a section. New tasking acknowledged. Attack geometry updates. Time on target slides 30 seconds. The 2-ship descends through 130 meters, using terrain to mask the approach. The pilot's eyes lock to the targeting display. Hot spots bloom on screen. Clear movers. Joint terminal attack controllers laze from cover. Laser on. Code set. The designator paints the lead vehicle. The sparkle is steady. Master arm on. The tone is solid. In hot, the first Super Hornet rolls in, nose low, lifting the Pipper above the convoy. Steady, steady, and commits to the run. The wingman holds high cover, eyes out for threats, ready to follow through on cue. Wind buffets the jet, timing remains exact. Weapons hot, eyes on target, commit. The Super Hornet dives to an attack altitude of 1,180 meters and releases its payload. Master arm on pickle. The first BLU-109s are away, sleek cylinders settling into clean, stable flight. They follow a 12-second ballistic arc toward the valley floor, fins trimming for a true path. From above, the run looks almost calm. A steady Pipper, a measured count, a pull to the horizon. But fractions of a degree decide where the bomb will bite. 10 seconds, 8, 5, impact. There is no towering fireball. The mountain face barely flinches. Instead, a muffled, violent eruption from deep within the rock. Dust vents through cracks and cave mouths as if the mountain exhaled. Boulders hop. A shudder ripples down the ridge. This is a penetrator killing from below, breaking pillars and collapsing galleries the camera can't see. JTACs confirm good effects on target, structure compromised. The lead checks timing, deconfliction is clean. The second section rolls in. Another pair of BLU-109s separate. Guidance kits holding the fall precise. Again, the surface stays deceptively quiet until the mountain coughs from within. One heavy thump that turns corridors into dead ends. The strike flows as planned. Subsurface, surgical, final. The F-18's payload, the BLU-109, is a specialized tool for a specialized job. It begins as a thick, high-strength steel body built to survive the brutal shock of impact. Mass and toughness do the work. 900 kilograms and a hyper-resilient casing drive deep before the blast. On paper, it can punch through about 2.4 meters of reinforced concrete, or burrow roughly 6 meters into hard earth before it goes off. The real genius is the programmable, delayed action fuse. Crews set it before flight, choosing a tiny delay, 25 to 100 milliseconds after impact. That sliver of time lets the bomb cut through layers, roof, soil, rock, then explode in the heart of the structure. Pair the BLU-109 with guidance kits, laser for movers, GPS, INS for fixed points, and you get a weapon that is precise and punishing. It doesn't waste energy on a surface fireball. It saves it for the inside, where pressure has nowhere to go. Doors fold, beams snap, air turns to a hammer. Today's profiles aim at cave mouths and internal chambers. Attack azimuths drive penetrators along tunnels, not across them. Standoff spacing and timing offsets prevent sympathetic blasts and keep jets clear of their own effects. JTACs report secondary collapses. Thermal signatures at the entrances fade. Radio chatter from the target area drops to a whisper. Ordnance crews dial the fuse in the magazine. Air crew verify codes on the catwalk before launch. Fuse windows are checked again on the arming run. The first wave of precision strikes is a success. Clean, contained, and exactly as briefed. The 8 Super Hornets pull away from the target area, but the flight lead glances at his display, and his heart sinks. Burn rates spiked during the low-level runs. Check states. Numbers come back across the radios. 3.5, 3.1, 2.8. Fuel consumption is nearly 40% higher than planned. 4 jets are now below the minimum to return to the carrier. The cockpit flashes an electronic warning. They need fuel, now. The call goes out. Far to the west, a contact blooms on radar at 48 kilometers. Takan beacon verified. It's the lifeline. Commit tanker. The 4 low-state Hornets break from the package and push. Throttles set for max range. The others widen their orbit to hold cover and save gas. At the rendezvous, a buddy store tanker, an A-18 with an aerial refueling store, holds a left-hand racetrack. Probe out. Cleared contact. The lead slides forward. The probe locks into the hose. Contact. Taking fuel. Pounds flow. The numbers climb. 29, 33, 36. Each jet plugs, tops up enough to live another phase, then clears right. The mission is still alive, if the timing holds. Unlike dedicated tanker aircraft, these are fellow Super Hornets, equipped with a special gift, the D-704 Buddy Refueling Pod, a simple shell that turns a strike fighter into an airborne gas station. The lead tanker gives the signal. Formation tightens, the hose unspools, the drogue blossoms and dances in the slipstream. The receiving pilot steadies his breathing, trimming out tiny oscillations. Closure rate, 2 knots. Probe extended. The basket sways, left, right, then holds. He eases forward, taps the throttle, lines up the funnel, a crisp metallic click. Success. Contact. Taking fuel. High-pressure fuel surges into the thirsty jet. Needles climb. Flow stays steady. In just over a minute, the tanks are full. On a hostile battlefield, speed is survival. The less time a jet hangs on the hose, the better its odds of living to fight. One by one, the low-state fighters plug, top off, and clear right. This huge sum of fuel buys time, more than 90 minutes of loiter for the strike element, turning what could have been a fleeting pass into a sustained aerial hunt. With full tanks, barely half an hour later, the hunt resumes. 4 Super Hornets return on station, patrolling at 5,500 meters. Radios are calm, sensors are hot. Initial strikes sealed the main cave mouths, pushing fighters into hidden, secondary routes. Exactly as planned. The flight lead's display sparks to life. Multiple hot spots near a rocky ledge. The weapons officer slews the pod, zoom in. 12 distinct heat signatures, rifles visible, long shapes across shoulders. Positive ID, armed hostiles. Target data flashes across the net. The designator code and coordinates populate every cockpit. 2 ship, push south, your shooter. 2 jets peel from the orbit, dropping to a safe attack altitude. The lead jet rolls in, laser on. The bomb releases. A guided penetrator riding an invisible beam. The WSO holds the sparkle steady. The seeker head locks. Time of fall, short. The weapon knifes into the ledge and blooms. The explosion is violent. Absolute. On the thermal screen, lights snuff out. One by one, the 12 signatures vanish. Good hits. Target neutralized. The patrol reforms, scanning for movers, adjusting the orbit to cover new escape corridors. This surgical precision has an unsung hero, the ASQ-228 Advanced Targeting Pod, bolted beneath the Super Hornet's intake. An unassuming box, yet from a safe standoff out to roughly 74 kilometers, it sees, identifies, and guides steel with a surgeon's hand. Its mid-wave infrared sensor is so sensitive, it can separate the shimmer of hot metal from warm skin, tell a slung rifle from a shovel, distinguish combatant from civilian by tiny temperature edges in motion. The pod's integrated laser designator closes the loop. Inside standard combat distances, weapon accuracy tightens to within about a meter. Pilots can truly hit what they intend to hit, and nothing else. In the deep mountains along Somalia's coast, what was once a fortress is now a tomb for wild ambitions. Modern naval air power, technology, tactics, and the quiet courage of its pilots takes the impossible and makes it real.